has the religious feeling of the early Bitcoin.
And it feels that the future of the internet is intelligence.
And that's the thing, is these subnets are being launched right now. I mean,
It's a coordination layer.
On this channel, our entire mission is to make life-changing returns by being early-stage investors in revolutionary assets. It's happened over and over and over again throughout history. So we just focus on the assets that have the most potential life-changing upside. And today we're going to hear from a thought leader in the crypto space, Raoul, his take on BitTensor TAO. We'll hear a little bit from Silbert, and we'll dive into some of these revolutionary assets. Raoul just posted this. The big game is yet to be played. Total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is the chart of the entire crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. What you see here is a massive cup and handle. We have a cup and handle within a cup and handle. It's supposed to be a very bullish technical pattern. We have the cup here, we have the handle here, and then here we have a cup here, and then a handle here forming. And the last time I've seen a formation like this was the gold chart. We had the most epic cup and handle I've ever seen. And look at what happened to gold. What that chart pattern represents is accumulation, buying. So again, our mission is life-changing returns. So if we get a move like this in altcoins, in the crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, that could potentially be life-changing returns. Again, we've seen early-stage investors in crypto assets get life-changing returns. It's not rocket science. It's just buying high-quality, growing network effects, booming fundamentals as inexpensively in early stage as possible. So today we're focusing on BitTensor TAO. Again, we're going to hear from Raoul, and we're going to hear from Silbert. Silbert made a fortune investing in Bitcoin. He made billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars investing in Bitcoin early. Now he's bullish TAO. So we're going to dive into the BitTensor TAO ecosystem. And what makes BitTensor even more exciting is it's made up of small market cap subnets. Currently, there's 128 subnets. Each one has a tiny market cap. The smaller the market cap, the more explosive upside. So we saw the technical chart price pattern of altcoins. What about the actual fundamentals? Some of the true OG early stage investors bought internet stocks in their very early stages. Amazon.com. Look at the chart of Amazon.com. People were buying Amazon here after a massive crash. They weren't whining about price. They were dollar cost averaging here when Amazon was 23 cents. Now the price of Amazon is $228. That is like 1,000x move. And that's because of massively bullish fundamentals for Amazon. So again, we're early stage investors. We're trying to find the most revolutionary assets on the planet. The technical setup is positive. What about the actual underlying fundamentals that carried assets like Amazon? Well, the biggest narrative right now by far is artificial intelligence. We're in the early stages of a massive AI boom, and BitTensor subnets fall underneath the umbrella of artificial intelligence, which we're going to dive into. So this is going to explain BitTensor subnet investments and comparing them to the start of the internet, right? To prove out the fundamentals of these assets. And current AI leader valuations are similar to those of early stage internet leaders like Amazon. Here's one AI company. Again, we're in the early stages, but there's still massive valuations on these assets. OpenAI is world's largest valuation for private company in stock sale talks. The highest valued company on the planet that's private is OpenAI because it's related to the AI narrative. So we're going to compare investing in these leading AI massively valued companies. We're going to compare those to subnets, and we're going to try to prove out how these tiny market cap subnets could have huge valuations like the current AI leaders and the early stage internet leaders, right? Alphabet's market cap is 2.5 trillion. Oracle's market cap is 664 billion. So this is what's going on in our future financial system and why these early stage internet leaders and AI companies have such massive valuations, because there's huge money being thrown at them. Meta signs over $10 billion cloud deal with Google, sources say. So Google's earning billions of dollars from Meta. Oracle stock jumps over $30 billion annual cloud deal revealed in filing. Tens of billions of dollars flowing to these mega cap assets. So that's the value these massive internet companies are providing, like Oracle, like Google. They're providing cloud compute, and they're getting tens of billions of dollars for it. So here's just one BitTensor subnet, which is doing the exact same thing. We do talk about this one on the channel all the time because it has unbelievable fundamentals. This is Liam.io. It's subnet 51, less than $2 per H200 per hour for the highest quality H200s on the market. These are semiconductor chips powering AI. These other massive companies that have valuations in the hundreds of billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars, are providing the exact same thing as Liam. And Liam has the best cost for compute in the industry. So here's the creator of the OpenTensor Foundation, the leader of the TAO ecosystem, essentially, lowering costs on decentralized compute, lowers costs for decentralized technologies across the board. So he's commenting on how BitTensor, this one subnet, there are many others, how this one subnet is lowering the cost for decentralized compute. So is this subnet making any money, right? At the end of the day, why are these big hyper scaling, big cap, massive tech companies worth so much money? Because they're earning massive amounts of money. So is this subnet earning money? Well, Liam is fully rented out of all 800 GPUs. While we work on sourcing more, we likely will have to increase prices. We are currently the market leader of cheap but reliable compute. Steady lads deploying more compute. That speaks to massive demand, increasing revenues. The number one miner on subnet 19, which is another massive subnet, is using only Liam machines, and they're powering over 1 billion tokens per day. A token in AI is an instance of text. And again, here's Jake Steves-Konst, the creator of the OpenTensor Foundation. Not exponential revenue just yet, but I think it is a highly significant milestone for a digital currency to be revenue positive so early in its emission curve. It sells more compute for each token it mints dollar-wise, so it's profitable. Again, this is all Oracle is doing. They're providing data centers that provide GPU compute. Cilium's doing the exact same thing. This is mind-blowing, right? They're providing the same thing that these multi-hundred billion dollar assets are providing, but they're way undiscovered, way small, but profitable and massive demand. This is what you want when investing in an asset. You want bullish fundamentals. You want cash flow. That's exactly what this one subnet is providing. Again, right now there's 128. We're just talking about one right now. We'll talk about another soon. But subnet 51, what are they doing with this revenue? Subnet 51 just burned 20,000 TAO tokens worth of alpha, worth of subnet 51 tokens. That's 150,000 subnet 51 tokens. We are glad we are able to provide such a quality service while maintaining sustainable tokenomics. There's a fixed supply of every single TAO token of 21 million. They just burned 150,000. That is 1% of the entire supply almost gone forever. Imagine if Bitcoin, which has a total supply of 21 million, was hyper deflationary. That's what we're talking about with these subnets. Here's another subnet. Subnet 56, Gradients. Fully diluted valuation over 300 million, market cap something like $19 million. Again, we're comparing these subnets to big cap tech. Gradients is an auto machine learning platform. That's what we see in orange. $5 cost per hour. Let's compare that to Together AI, which is $6.25 cost per hour. Let's compare that to Google, $67.5 cost per hour. Let's compare that to Amazon Web Services SageMaker, $19 cost per hour. Decentralized technology is way more efficient, way more cost effective than these big cap entities, because these big cap entities have to buy the land, they have to pay people, they have to create massive data centers. Decentralized technology connects everything on the blockchain, way more efficient. That's what made Bitcoin grow so fast, because of its blockchain technology that the world is sleeping on. But we saw this cup and handle. The world's not going to be sleeping on this technology for long. So that's my take on these assets. What about Raoul Pal's take? What about Barry Silbert's take?
I do think that BitTensor, it has the religious feeling of the early Bitcoin adopters, but trying to instead help address major problems in the world through harnessing global intelligence.
So that's Barry Silbert. Again, he made tens of billions of dollars investing on Bitcoin. He's saying BitTensor is like early Bitcoin. What about Raoul Pal?
And it feels that the future of the internet is intelligence at scale. And it feels that one of the potential outcomes is this is not just about intelligence, it's just a decentralized internet's the wrong word, but
it's not even AI, honestly. I mean,
no, it's not.
This construct And that's the thing is these subnets are being launched right now. I mean, some of them are directly AI, it's inference or it's, training or fine tuning. But these subnets, they're just a competition where there's essentially an incentive for people to compete. So anything that you want to try to get people to compete around, that's what the subnets are used for.
Yeah, exactly. And so we might think it's AI now, but we literally have no idea what this is going to be used for. It's for decentralized work teams to get incentivized for activity that they do on behalf of others.
Yes, and have the incentive to work together.
It's a coordination layer.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Fascinating.
So there you have it. Again, you've heard my opinion. What about Raoul Pal's opinion? Is that it's fascinating, potentially revolutionary technology. Barry Silbert's opinion is that it's massively bullish, like the early days of Bitcoin. So here's why subnet valuations aren't currently sky high. Again, very smart people understand this technology. Very smart people understand the potential of this technology and the potential upside. Again, he's calling it like early Bitcoin. What did Bitcoin do in its early days? It skyrocketed. So why are BitTensor subnet valuations not sky high? For the exact same reason Amazon's valuations weren't sky high in 2002, right? Because the market sleeps on technology. Most people would have been shaken out. It went from $4 to 23 cents. So what would you have done in the early days of the internet? You would have hopefully been watching videos like this, talking about the revolutionary nature of the technology, the economics of this technology, how it's better than previous iterations of cloud compute and AI, and you would have said, I am not going to be shaken out by this price action. I'm going to dollar cost average. This isn't financial advice, but this is how you would have made a lot of money in the early days of the internet. You would have been dollar cost averaging into some of the most revolutionary stocks on the planet. Amazon would be one of them. So why are subnet valuations not sky high? For the same reason Amazon's valuation wasn't sky high in its early days. No one understood it. Everyone is sleeping on this technology. So let's talk about some useful resources when learning about BitTensor. This video is made in partnership with DSV Fund. DSV is a BitTensor subnet hedge fund. There's big institutional money investing in these subnets. DSV is one of those institutions. They're a BitTensor subnet hedge fund. And the Revenue Search podcast is hosted by DSV as a valuable resource. There's a DSV link in the video description. You can find a link to https rebrand.ly/DSV_hedge fund in the video description to learn more about what's going on in this ecosystem. But that's just a glimpse into two of the subnets. Here's another bonus subnet. Someone said crypto climate prediction market. Build an oracle that takes 10,000 plus decentralized thermometers and puts their measurements on chain. Allow pseudonymous bets on future average temperatures. Collect money for being right. Jake Steve says done already. Noob. On average, the Zeus BRP achieved an RMSE of 1.05 Kelvin. This constitutes a remarkable 39.8% improvement over state-of-the-art's baseline average. That's Zeus Subnet 18. They predict weather through a decentralized physical infrastructure asset. So we just highlighted, of the 128, we highlighted 2+ BitTensor subnets. Subnet 51, decentralized compute, an auto machine learning platform, and Subnet 18, Zeus. Just getting started. Thank you for watching. If you want to learn how I am making ridiculous passive income on these assets, which BitTensor subnets I am currently invested in, then you can follow me on Patreon. You can ask me any questions about how I'm doing this securely. But we are getting life-changing returns by investing in these assets. The portfolio, as indicated on my Patreon, is up massively. So just reach out if you have any questions.